Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the Board Stupid Show, which is our very first episode of this. And we're combining a few formats that we've tried in the past to bring you something new and to bring you a combination of cool content under one umbrella.
A magazine.
A magazine show.
Let's call it a magazine.
Of all sorts of stuff. Matt, what have we got lined up?
For today, we got some board game news. So from
news stories.
Yeah, new stuff. We got a fire round where we're gonna do like small reviews of few games that we played and we loved, and we think they deserve more love from everyone. So
just show you some games.
Talking a little bit about that. We got a surprise for you at the end, but you need to wait till the end. We got the game of the month. So we're starting the game of the month. That means that it's the game that we love the most
that we played. This is the best game that we think this month.
Yes,
absolutely.
And and this is the episode for November. I know that when this is coming out, this video is already December, but we're preparing it in November. So, you know, it's the magic of the edit.
It's the magic of editing. And with that, let's dive into this month's episode.
Let's go. Okay, Wayne, let's start the magazine with some news. And let's start with something that is very hot that just came out, literally just a few hours ago.
Yeah, it was super hot and actually related to one of our good friends of the show, Mr. Rob, marketing manager from Hachette Games. Hachette Games has acquired the publishing rights for Edition Spielweis, who you all know as the creator of the Micro Macro series.
Yeah.
Which was a Spiel des Jahres winner a few years ago, and continues to do very well. And so they will be publishing that in the US and the UK.
So it's big news for Hachette, because they get quite of a big name. We know that,
and they're good games. That's a good series that has legs. You can keep churning those out,
exactly. Right? And then they done how many versions now? Like
a few. I think it's 4 or 5.
Quite a few. And I remember, it's something that you find like in the US. I think you find in Walmart or Target. So it went out in the big audiences. So
it's amazing what a Spiel des Jahres win will do for your products. It will suddenly become mainstream, and it's a Where's Wally type game, and I think they'll do very well out of that.
Good for them. Good for them.
Should we go to our next news story? Yeah. Matt, next piece of news I think is quite close to your heart specifically.
Yeah, we're talking about Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth.
Great game.
Review there. Basically, it became very quickly, it went sky high in the BGG owner ranking. So BGG, you know, if you got an account, you can basically select which game you own, which game you place. And basically, apparently, in between October and November, everybody has been adding.
Everyone now owns this game. This thing has sold absolutely buckets. So apparently, over 7,300, really more at this point, users on Board Game Geek added it to their collection.
Yeah, but that means so 7. I'll take it as just like a statistic or just a
sample.
A sample, because. You probably do it. I do. I'm too lazy. I never do it. I got my account on BGG and I never really do anything with that. It's my bad. Every year it says like, this year I'm gonna put all the games. I'm gonna do it 2025.
2025 will do it.
Anyway, so if you can think about it, there's 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 people have been adding the games. Just think how many games actually have been sold.
Yeah, and here's what's interesting as well, is when we take a look at the same time last year, I think there was a game that got, and it was number 1 in the rankings.
Yes.
It was like 3,500.
Okay.
So over double.
Yeah.
At number 1. It's streets ahead of the competition.
That's a lot.
It's done extremely well.
The game is super good. Have a look at the review that we put out. It's going to be here.
It'll be there.
Is he actually going to be here?
It's always there.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah, and it's done.
Wayne takes care of that. So. But yeah, the game is really good. And we anticipated that's going to be under a lot of Christmas tree. I would say if you want it under the Christmas tree, go and try to find it at your local store because it's kind of like getting sold out everywhere. So
and
if
it's like
you're
£25.
yeah.
It's a great game, great IP. It's the perfect gift for Christmas. So, yeah.
Go now. Don't
Go
wait
now.
last minute if you want it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's go for the
last one. Next one, last one.
Wayne, for the last news, we got something that we tried to talk about. Well, we talked a little bit about it in the last year. There is always like that sustainability in board games. So we think is important. It's something that the industry should move toward.
Like more like sustainable production choices.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And as well, like the sustainability ideas in the game which make the people think about sustainability. And combining the two things is a game that we played this year that with Mr. Lang that is actually really good and apparently won something.
This is Life in Rotero won the FSC's award for sustainability. So this is the Forest Stewardship Council. You'll always see this, at least in the UK. I think it's probably in the US as well. You see it on the back of products where it'll have a little tree, FSC certified, which is basically saying that this particular product, the materials, cardboard, wood, whatever in it, is made from sustainable resources. So trees that are replanted or paper that is recycled, reused, etc. And so this award is basically saying that this game and the product, the paper and wood components in the game are all made from FSC certified forests, recycled materials, and controlled sources. And I think that's a tremendous thing for a game made by Hasbro, huge company, making good, solid, ethical production choices, and I think that should be applauded.
And the game itself is about the
sustainability,
sustainability, rebuilding humanity. Exactly. So
it's very good as well. I think it's got a little bit of heat for some reason. I don't know, but I think it's an excellent game. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think we had fun when we played it.
Really
so well done. And again, Hasbro, big corporation. Not always everything fine
in those big companies.
But if they can push forward this direction, I think is good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We love that. We love all of the Rewood stuff. We love all like with CGE doing all that as well.
Very well done to all the ones that done it this year. Yeah, you say CGE and Mighty Boards.
Keep doing it. Keep doing that.
It's important.
Cool. All right, on to the fire round of reviews/views on some games that we played this month, man.
Yeah, exactly. So again, this section we're gonna speak about games that we played recently, games that went a little bit under the radar, or games that we didn't cover because...
Well, we got a little bit late to the party, basically.
Fair enough.
We're quite busy.
We play a lot of games, so we can't play all the games, unfortunately, because we got real jobs as well, unfortunately.
That's a fact.
But the first one that very falls out in these categories, we were late to the party, is Harmonies.
Harmonies, we were super late to the party, but this is a really good game.
Yeah.
We played this, quite a few times at this point, and the first time we played it, we played 2 rounds, and I went, that's really good.
That's really good. Yeah,
that's really good.
The hype was real.
Yeah, I normally have that feeling about games, like really quickly, early on. Sometimes it takes me a little while to warm up, but Harmonies took me no time at all to warm up. It has from the look of it, it looks like it has an Azul type thing. Yeah. But then it also has a Cascadia type thing going on as well.
Yeah. So basically, during your turn, you're trying to build your own environment or your own little
with a little map,
world. On your little tiles. So basically, what you're gonna do, you got these open markets for tiles, three at a time. Something that looks like the Azul market, where you got all the tiles together. And this one, you basically take all the 3 tiles that are on the market, and you need to place it on your board. And the particular things about the game is the verticality, because you can stack tiles on top of each other. Not all of them, but some want to build your environment. For example, you can stack a building on top of a city, or you can stack three trunks on top of each other, and then the canopy. Yeah. So, and in all of that, you're trying to build in shapes or pattern depending on what the scoring conditions are.
Yeah.
It's
great.
really easy and super good. We had super fun to play.
What I like, it's kind of it has a two-part draft. So you're drafting the tiles, but then you're also drafting scoring cards.
Yeah.
And because you can only have 4 scoring cards in front of you, you've got to be careful about what you're locking yourself into, because they won't go away and they'll be taking up a space of one of those 4 that you can have until you can clear them. And clearing them is essentially doing the thing that it's asking you to do, which would be creating patterns. And I think it's really fun that way.
It is really fun. The scoring card, you can only have 4 at the time, but as soon as you meet all the conditions for one of the cards,
space for another.
You can store it and get another one.
And you've got a nice bit of scoring friction, which I always like in games.
Yeah.
And the scoring friction here is, yes, you want to do the patterns, but also you want to do the scoring for just placing tiles, which is a different set of scoring.
Yes, yeah.
And they don't always meet up, right?
No, it's like in Cascadia when you're trying to build your park and you want like the bigger river or the bigger mountains and stuff like that. But then it's gonna goes against the scoring condition for the animals, because if you got too many rivers, you can't put bears in the river.
Exactly.
It's really, really interesting. I think we were discussing about this one or Cascadia. Is this an alternative to Cascadia?
I think so.
Would you have it if you have Cascadia already?
It's a hard one to say because it does some different things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could say that it's better or not. I mean, but it is. I don't think you'd need both. That's just my opinion.
I do love Cascadia. It's in my top 10 of all time, and I play a lot. I play it a lot, and I still think that having both is something that you should do. If you played a lot of Cascadia and you want an alternative to play, go for Harmonies.
Yeah,
and I think it's an easy buy. It was an easy buy for me. So.
Yeah, it's a good price point. It has an excellent production, and it is a fun game. Harmonies is a full-on recommendation.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
The next game that we have is by Space Cowboys, which is a publishing arm of Asmodee.
Yeah.
And it is...
Inori.
Inori is kind of, Matt, it's a bit of a throwback design in a way, where it's a little bit of a throwback design. So when worker placement games were just worker placement games, and it wasn't just worker placement and then deck building and then dice pool building on top of that. It's just pretty straightforward.
Really simple worker placement, done it brilliantly.
Really nice way.
It's really good in its simplicity, and it looks like the artwork is probably one of the things that I love the most about the game.
It's this beautiful, ethereal, almost anime-esque, Ghibli-esque type. Type vibes. It's really, really nice. It's just really pretty. Lots of white space. Really easy to get onto the table and play.
And at the end of the day, it's a worker placement. You got your workers. You place it in.
You get your effects.
Places. The twist in the game is that the places where you can put your workers are not always gonna be there.
They're going to change over time. So the way that the game works is you're trying to essentially collect sets of tokens, and the tokens will be worth X amount of points, X being determined by the players. You'll have opportunities to set certain colors as higher values than others during the game, during the worker placement process. But then also you've got other areas which are cards, and those cards are going to have places on them. When you place your worker on there, regardless of if you complete the card or not, and completing the card is having all of the spots filled up by workers.
So all the players need to
exactly. If you complete the card, you'll get bonus, you'll score points, and then the card will go away and will be replaced by a card of the same color, probably getting the same type of tokens. If you don't complete it, the card will still go away, there'll be no bonus, and it will be replaced by a card that will give you different tokens.
Yes, exactly. So if no one really went for that,
they'll swap it up. Else. Exactly.
And at the end of the day, that's gonna determines what pieces you can actually collect for your set collection. And
you can start pushing it one way or the other as well, which is quite fun.
There are some very nice twists to the games. Like, for example, one of the places that is always there where you can put your workers will let you put two NPC, let's call it NPC,
That's right.
grey workers to just fill up a card. That could be for you stopping someone else to go on that specific card, or actually you want that card to
be completed,
to
and
be
score you some
completed.
points, which is cool.
No, it's really interesting. We had fun playing it.
Yeah.
It's on the easiest side. So to me, this is more like an introduction to the worker
Yeah,
placement.
I think so. Yeah. You can get away with this in the beginner category at the very bottom of intermediate.
Probably that thing. But it's a very lovely product.
Yeah, good price point.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Nice production.
It looks good. There is nothing wrong with the game. I'm not sure how much like a more.
You're not sure how much legs it's got.
Yes, my thinking is like probably with us like playing like more complex or heavier games. This is kind of like miss a little bit of the spiciness that some of other games.
I think the criticism is the fact that it is a little bit of a throwback. That's it. It is exactly what it says on.
That's true. So a lot of people just start adding more and more and more. This is like a stripping back to the OG worker placement.
I thought it's quite refreshing.
It's
quite refreshing. They've taken it to the basics, but then added a couple of interesting twists. I think this is a cool game. If you've got space in your collection for a worker placement game, then this is one you can consider.
And again, 2 to 4 players is 10 years old plus. So if you've got younger people that you want, your kids you want to introduce to worker placement. I don't know why you want to do it, but that's a life of pain. But
you can do it. Yeah, 40 minutes of game is pretty good as well. So I think it's another recommendation.
Yeah, let's do it. It's another recommendation for beginner category.
There we go. All right, so the next one that we've got is actually going back all the way to 1994, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
With one of those old school names that we keep hearing, a bit of a legend.
Mr.
Kramer. Yeah, Mr. Kramer. Wolfgang Kramer. And what is it, Matt?
It is Expeditions.
Originally known as something else that I can't recall quite now, but this is the new print, theme, new edition of this principle.
Reprinted by Super Meeple with a more modern production behind
geographical theme.
And it's a very, again, a family beginner game, family plus game, and this you're basically building routes around the world.
Yeah, it's a route building game,
and trying to find location that are dictated by the card they're gonna drop at the start of the game. It's a nice and simple. Everybody goes around. It can be a little bit meaner because people can start interrupting other people on
these
routes.
expeditions.
Kind of like when you do it in Ticket to Ride, when you start stopping someone else or going on this or that track.
Exactly.
But it's very lovely.
I think this is great, and this has a really nice educational piece as well, because all of the cards in the game will reference a place or a point of interest or some sort of wonder around the world that will have some text on it about what that is. And it's really, I think this game is really fun. It is, like I said, a route building game, and there are 3 expeditions.
Yeah.
So one of each color. You've got blue, yellow, and red. And on your turn, you're going to be playing cards you're going to be adding to one of those expeditions. But they're not yours. They're everybody's.
They're everybody. So
if someone wants to suddenly move the yellow expedition away from where you're trying to get it to, you're trying to get it to over here in the West Coast, and they're going to take it all the way to Asia. You're going to be fighting over that.
And the fun things that I really like is like the all the players interact at the same time. Because if I'm building the route and I get into, I don't know, New York, and Wayne's got the New York card, you can be like,
I scored it. Thank you very much for getting to New York for me. I'm done. So,
But a lot of time instead, you're playing, I've been in New York, and then I'm going to Chicago, and when it's like, I got the New York card, well, that's too late.
So that's what's great. The rules in this game say, if someone else gets to your destination and you miss the chance to say it, you've got to bring the expedition all the way back somehow, and wheel it around to try and get there again. There's some really fun combos in this game as well. There's a really cool mechanism where if you can get like a loop, you can sort of shoot off the loop as well, which is really cool, and that's really fun. This game, I'll be honest with you, I had 0 expectations.
Yes.
Like, literally none. My expectations were on the floor. Not that it looked bad or anything. I was just like, I don't know. I have never played it. How good can it be? And I really, really thought this was great.
It is. It's a nice, again,
family plus
it's
game.
a family plus.
Game.
It plays 2 to 6 players.
So you can have a big old night.
Yeah, it's 30 to 45 minutes, more or less. Probably down the 30 minutes.
Yeah, pick up about £30.
Yeah,
it's good.
8 plus says the box for in terms of like kids, and I think even as soon as the kids can read, can probably play this game. It's super simple.
Yeah, put an arrow out, get some stuff.
It's probably like a simpler way to introducing kids to games like Ticket to Ride. I think this is a simplified version of Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely and
really good.
Yeah,
recommend it.
Recommend it.
And Matt, the last one in this month's Fire Round of Reviews, and what some amazing games, including this one.
Well, talking about games. Flower Fields from Horrible Guild.
And what a wonderful game this is. Again, this was one where we were doing our normal stuff at Spiel, playlist somewhere up here, reporting, checking out all of the cool stuff, and we saw this and we went,
wait a second.
What is that? How have we missed this? Because we love Horrible Guild. They do some great stuff.
Yeah.
Big fans of those folks. And this was their new release at the show.
Yes, it was. It's a pretty new game.
And it's cool. It's cool.
You're basically building your own tableau, so it's polyomino style. You're building your garden and filling the garden with flowers and bees. We're not talking about that kind of flower and bees. We're talking about literally flowers.
Literally flowers
and bees, not
and bees. It's nice.
Yeah, let me note.
Flowers and bees. Not the birds and the bees. The flowers and the bees.
No, did you say birds and bees? No.
Birds and the bees, yeah. That's what we say. The birds and the bees.
No, we got flower and bees.
Is that the
UK
Italian
people. weird people. Anyway, going back seriously to the game, it's basically Patchwork. Made it 2024. That plays up to 4 players.
Which is great. If you've ever wanted to play Patchwork with more people, go buy it.
Go for it.
I think it's excellent. It does obviously a few different things.
Yes.
Well, some of the differences, Matt, is you build upwards from the bottom of your garden. Your garden grows.
Yep.
You don't just place the patches anyway. You've got to connect as well continuously up your garden. You have, instead of like a button economy, you have like a bee economy. When you want to take pieces from the circle in the middle, you have to pay bees.
It's the open market. The market is very much what Patchwork is.
So the circle of tetromino polynomial pieces,
and you can take the first piece every time, or you can pay bees to skip to the piece that you want, or you can exchange for more bees. The bees are the currency in the game, and then you can take your bees and put it in the garden as one of your action, and that's going to be a multiplier for your garden, because the garden is going to be divided in different type of flowers.
There's another difference as well.
The green, the blue, the red, and
yellow,
the yellow. So you're basically building, instead of a quilt, you're building a garden.
It's great. There's enough differences to make it slightly different. Uwe Rosenberg's classic is still a classic, and there's nothing wrong with Patchwork. It's a tremendous, one of the best 2-player games you can buy. But this is slightly different and just lovely. I think this is a tremendous game. And probably underrated. I think it's really cool.
It didn't have a lot of spotlight, but we played it. We played it a lot. We're gonna keep playing it.
It will keep coming back. Yeah, because, it's really nice to play.
Yeah, again, when we were talking earlier, do you need this one if you already got Patchwork? If you really love Patchwork and you want to play it with more friends, yes. Go for it. If you're not sure about Patchwork of this one and you don't have either the two, do you like flower and bees or do you like a quilt? It's kind of like that. Of course, Patchwork is the original that this took a lot of inspiration from. But yeah, it's an absolutely lovely product, and it looks really good, and it plays really smoothly. It's quick, it's fun. It's
good. Yeah, you can get this out to the table. It's a great game. You can play at the beginning of the evening,
yeah,
or at the very end, and as a nice little wind
half an hour, and off you go. 2 to 4 players.
Excellent game. This another strong recommendation.
Definitely recommend it
for Flower Fields.
Perfect. After the fire round, we got the surprise that I was talking earlier, and the surprise is you guys.
It's you, guest starring you on God Stupid. Matt, what is it?
What we decided is to start a community corner, because the things that we love the most about working on this channel and spending all these hours on the channel with the edits and the recording and everything else is literally you guys. You literally have no idea every time that we can read one of your comments, whatever it is, the one they're talking about how sexy Wayne is, so weird, or you liked or not liked what we said in one of our reviews or top fives or whatever. We love it.
We reply to absolutely everything, and yeah, it's a wonderful thing. We love what we're building.
Yeah,
here,
we're building together with you guys, and so that's why we're starting from this month, and this is going to be a monthly thing. We're going to pick up a few of your comments, give you a shout out, read the comments or the questions, and just answer it while we're doing it.
Absolutely.
So from now on, write the comments under this video or the next video coming out during the month, and we'll pick and choose a few of them, and just have fun together. And Wayne, since I don't have my glasses, I can't read exactly what the questions are, so it's your thing.
Okay.
Comment number 1. Let's go.
Absolutely. So this was posted under our bad habits video.
But we talked about what not to do around them.
Yeah, in board gaming.
Around in board gaming,
absolutely. Yeah. And this was by Anita Preciosa 2830.
Hello.
And said, ADHD here, pleading for my kind. There's absolutely no way whatsoever that I can retain more than 3 rules just by being taught it. I'll work it out as I go is the only way that I can learn. There's no way around it, no matter how awesome the teacher's abilities are. Therefore, it's the only way I can enjoy the game free of any type of outside pressure to get it right from the get-go. And I think that's entirely fair. I think what she's referencing there is one of our bad habit archetypes, with people that kind of ignore the rules and be like, that's it, I'll work it out as I go. And then about halfway through the game, they're like, oh, you didn't tell me that. Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
No. Of course, we were not talking about anyone who got
ADHD or anything, any neuroatypical
exactly, because that
qualities.
It was more like referred to guys that are. I can't swear.
Family show, no swearing. You can't. People that don't care or don't give a crap about what you're teaching. Yeah.
No, that of course that takes out people with neurodiversity, and absolutely.
We've got neurodiverse friends that we play games with, and that's fine. You can totally just adjust as you need to, right? That's what you should be doing.
But they're nice people.
They're nice people, yeah. They want to learn, they want to play. And I think that's totally different to people that just don't care about the teach and then suddenly get annoyed when there was something they didn't know. So,
but thanks for your comment, Anita. Yeah, that was a very good point.
Absolutely.
We like to stress out how everybody's different. Everybody can like or learn or do.
There's games for everyone
in different ways. So absolutely.
Next one. This was under our Altai review by Board Game Comments, otherwise known to us as BGC, who says it makes sense why Altai grew on Rob so quickly. I think it would probably work for me because I like what the game does, but it's easier to get to the table than most other things I like. What you said about the aggressive faction makes sense, but you both like Root, so you know that if you don't require a militant faction, that game wouldn't work properly. If I played a 3-player game, I would probably do the same thing as I do in all games of Root, where I make sure there is a sufficient level of violence. And it makes a good point, because Altai, as we mentioned in the review, needs the aggro red faction, I think, to make the game
more fun.
Pop.
Yes, exactly. To make it pop. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just it makes it a little bit spicier. And that will depend on your table. I mean, some people might like just the deck building side of it and just doing a little bit of area majority stuff. But for us, I think we like the interaction.
Yeah.
And I think the game really sings there.
It does, especially that game. You kind of... But Root as well, if everybody select a faction that they do their own thing and you don't have the interaction between player, it doesn't pop.
No.
It's still a very good game, but it doesn't pop. Because otherwise,
it's the friction that makes it fun,
if I need
right?
to take a multiplayer solo, I'll play something else.
Yeah.
If I'm playing one of those games like Root or Altai or whatever, I want the interaction between players. I want to roll dice, or I want to swear because my dice roll was so low all the time.
Or do a clever play or whatever it is.
It's not that. Otherwise, you can go and do another game. You can
play something else. Play something that isn't interactive.
Absolutely. But yeah, thanks for your comment, mate. I agree with you.
Yep. And this was under our top 5 go-to games by Nazo Sicilian, who says, I would just like to point out that my go-to sexiest game reviewer is Wayne, and I couldn't agree more with his choice of Raiders of the North Sea. Firstly, I 100% agree with you about all of that. So does Matt, I'm sure.
Next comment.
Next comment. This is by Lobero XD, who loves El Grande at 3.
Ooh.
I think
so this, I guess, is under the one of the one we spoke with. Grande. We spoke.
This was under our top 5. It's our top 5 go-to games.
Under
the same video. It says, I think the best is at 4. At 5, it's too much chaotic for me. Still very fun. Either way, it's still my favourite game. And this is basically in response to me saying I don't really like El Grande at 3 because I think it's better at 4 and I think it's probably best at 5. But it just goes to show that people are different. People like El Grande at 3 players. Not me, but
I do agree with you. At 3, again, I will play a different area control game at 3 that is more complex. I will play I don't know, DEI or something that is more meatier, and El Grande is still pretty simple in terms of like what you do. So it's quite snappy playing around the table. So and I like it when the more the better. I feel. Probably to me 4 is the number. 3 I will play something else. But again,
just goes to show
different. How do you say it? Different brush for
different strokes for different folks, mate. Different strokes.
I like that. Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah. Cool.
Next up, this is by Roskilde Jonas. This was on our June versus June video.
Oh, okay. That was quite a while ago.
Quite a while ago, but this is a recent one.
I love that one. It was our take comparison between Dune Imperium and Dune Imperium Uprising.
Absolutely. And we thought that Uprising was the better of the 2 games.
Yeah.
Anyway, Roskilde Jonas says that I have played over 1,000 games of Dune Imperium with expansions, both in a competitive environment and more casually with friends, and have played a reasonable amount of Uprising as well. There really is no contest for me. Uprising has some really cool mechanics that I would like to see in Dune Imperium, but Uprising is an inferior game, partly because of its heavy focus on combat. In Dune Imperium, you've got multiple ways of winning and can even win the game with a single, or more rarely though, no combat wins. If you don't win combats in Uprising, you're always going to have a hard time. He says some other stuff as well, which is all very interesting, but at the same time though, 1,000 games of Dune Imperium.
Wow. Have you played any other games? I mean, 1,000 is a lot. Have you played 1,000 of Uprising as well, so you can actually
less of Uprising.
But
it just goes to show again, people are different, right?
I mean, competitive, maybe. I don't know. We don't play competitive board gaming.
No, that's not our scene.
Otherwise, I would be so bad about it. But
you would beat us down, frankly. I don't ever want to play Dune Imperium with you, frankly.
No. That's not true.
It's true. I don't want to play with that guy.
No, I don't want to play with that guy. Sorry, I thought you were talking about me. Yeah, you want to talk about me because I lose all the time. Yeah, but no. So what I would say is yes, I will never play with you, mate, because. I'm gonna go for that with no chances to win, but competitive board gaming is something probably different. We never really went into much. We played 1,000 games, but all year rounds for years and years. The competitive side, I will pick something else rather than a board game. I don't know. I've come from a
wargaming maybe, or Magic.
Yeah, I come from a competitive Magic background, and I was trying to stay as away as possible from competitive gaming. But
it's bad for your soul.
It's bad for your soul. But no, again, that's really interesting because we prefer much more uprising rather than. Wait. We love both of them.
To be clear, they're both amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Both 10 out of 10 for us. Uprising is a 10.1 out of 10. It's just like, I find it like the theme is more
present.
Better.
Slightly more present. You got the wall and the worms and all
the
of that.
spice and everything. Then again, different strokes for different folks.
There you go. Absolutely.
So we got more.
I think that's it for now, mate.
Oh, well, let's go to the game of the month then.
And to close our first episode of the Board Stupid Show, the new and improved.
Yeah, new and improved Board Stupid Show.
We've got our game of the month.
Yes.
Now, what is
it? Easy. Ironwood. Easy.
What game?
This game is the game that we played the most in November, I think.
Yes.
Not for, well, we made a review, so the video is going to be here. Find out why this game is so good.
Yes.
What's that? We love it deeply. Love this game.
So good. Great production. Like insane production. Yep. Gameplay is fun, deep, interesting, interactive, asymmetric.
Yeah, two players,
head to head. Not too complicated.
Yep.
It's just so cool. It has a great theme. The vibe is great. I mean, yeah, we fell in love with this.
We could talk about it for like half an hour.
And we did.
But
we literally did. It's over there.
So click on the link after you finish this. Click on the link and find out why Ironwood was our November 2024 Game of the Month. What a beauty!
Mm-hmm. So that was our first episode
of the Board Stupid Show, the magazine.
The magazine.
If you got a better name, you let us know in the comment below.
Yeah,
the name is still TBC. We'll that's what we could think. Yeah.
If you're one of the OG crew, you'll know.
Oh, you know what? Competition.
Okay.
Let's find out the names for this magazine show down in the comments.
There you go. Winner wins a prize. Don't know what it is yet, but
we'll find out next month. You're gonna have the prize.
There we go. We'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
So, if you're one of the OG crew, you'll know that the Board Stupid Show was originally our live thing that we did, but we sort of rolled that up now into this monthly concept, and I'd love to know what you think. I think we both would. We'd love to know what you think of the show. Do you like this format? Do you like this little quick fire round? It gives us the chance to talk about games that we don't normally have the time to do full reviews for, and we really want to talk about them.
Exactly.
So we're going to try and throw them into a way that we can talk about them in a slightly different format. And what did you think of Community Corner? If you've got questions for us, put them in the comments below because we'd love to answer them on the show. Anything you can think of. That, if we think it's interesting and we think it's fun, we will read it out and we'll have a chat.
And again, we love it every time we manage to interact with you guys and either comment or see you guys at any expo, convention or play dates or I don't know, around the corners. I don't know. That's something everywhere.
With that bombshell, check out the rest of our content. Hit the like button and that, of course.
Hit the subscribe button.
You know it makes sense. Join the community.
Yes.
And we'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.
What's the thing? Here's what you should play and see.